Hey everyone, Board Game Brody here with Meeple Mountain. I have a brand new copy of Chronicles of Crime 1400, a new standalone game in the Chronicles of Crime series. It's a board game and app hybrid game by Lucky Duck Games. Just as you might have thought, this game focuses on events in the 1400s. You are Abelard Lavelle, a knight sworn to King Charles VI the Beloved. You live in the city of Paris in a family mansion not far from the famous Notre Dame Cathedral. Since you were a child, you had strange prophetic dreams in which you saw violent scenes of past crimes or even ones yet to be committed. Over time, you learned that your unusual gift could be put to good use, and you started to solve cases that nobody else could crack. This earned you some reputation in the city, and now people seek for your help whenever a mysterious crime is committed. This standalone game uses the same mechanics in previous games in the line. You have this board where you will be placing your evidence of things that might help you solve the case. The items that you receive or that you actually find are placed on the red slots, and the items that you know about but don't actually have or don't know where they are placed on the blue slots. If you eventually find the items in the blue slots, then you will move them to the red. So again, you'll be searching for clues by visiting locations. Usually, the beginning of the game will introduce your first location, and you will search for clues and ask questions to find the others. The app works similar, as you will scan the QR code of a location to go to that location. And once you are in that location, you can scan the QR code from any of the people to ask them questions. Once you're on the screen to talk to that person, you can scan the QR code of any of the other items or people. And once you're ready to leave, you'll press goodbye, and you can then continue to ask others in that location questions by scanning their card, or you can leave by scanning the code of another location. Sometimes you'll be able to search the scene, and you will need to move your phone around physically, looking around the room, looking for evidence to ask others about, or items to take with you. This is a big way of how you add more cards to your evidence board. You will be going around looking for these clues and talking to people to solve the case. You do have helpers, however, just like in the other versions. You have an uncle who is a monk and can help you with writings, religion, or clergy. Your sister is a wealthy merchant and can help answer questions about items and their value. And lastly, your brother is the king's spy and knows everything about the people in Paris. You also have a faithful companion, your dog, who can sniff items and locate them for you. This is another good way to find new locations in the game. The biggest thing that the Millennium series adds to the game that isn't in the other versions are the vision cards. Since you have the gift to see these things in your dreams, these cards will help guide you to solve the case. And each case most likely starts with one or more of these, and as you explore and find new things, you will realize that the items or the people shown on the vision cards are actually helping you to solve the case. The vision cards help wrap the story up tighter and help you feel like you're actually solving cases instead of just searching for whatever the game wants you to eventually find. The vision cards can never be scanned, however, so you won't be able to ask others about your dreams, but you can get some clues by comparing what they say versus what you see in those cards. Yeah, maybe they are just lying. Or maybe the story progresses to something else. Or maybe that's actually a different character that you haven't even found yet. Yeah, that's happened to me. You win the game by going around asking questions and finding clues and then eventually going to the location to solve the case. At that point, the app will ask you questions and you will answer them to the best of your knowledge. Correct answers will give you the stated points. How long it takes you will also give or take away points. Each time that you scan an item will use 5 minutes in the game. When you travel to a new location, that will use 20 minutes. So the more efficient you are with your detective skills, the more time you will save. But you might want to make sure that you really know what's going on and ask the questions that you need to, or else you'll be using even more time going back to certain locations that you've already visited and asking those people even more questions. Altogether, I feel like the Millennium series fixes some of the, I don't want to say problems because I never felt like they were, but it fixes the flow in the game that really helps you to progress and continue looking and searching. Instead of getting dead ends with no leads, you always have a lead because you have your vision cards, and your dog can also sniff around and find stuff for you. You have more tools to work with, and with all these extra tools, the game is more enjoyable. Stories can still be easy to complex with these tools, but instead of just doing the same stuff over and over again, running in circles, you feel like you actually progress in the game, and with progress comes more joy and fun. The app works very well with the game. I have no problem scanning any of the cards, no problem searching the rooms using my phone, standing up and moving around, looking for clues. It all works very well. Now, occasionally I would forget that I was locked into talking with a certain person and I wanted to start talking with another, and I would forget to say goodbye. So instead of talking to the new person, I'd be asking that old person about this new person. But once you see how the flow in the app works, you will stop making those mistakes and understand how to ask these things to whoever you'd like. The cards can also be pretty broad, so it can cover a lot of different types of evidence that you find. But what I also like in the game is if you scan a card and it's similar to another, it will tell you to investigate that other object that you obviously were trying to identify and investigate. It's hard to talk about the game without giving away too much information, but the new stories combined with these new tools makes Chronicles of Crime smoother and more enjoyable. So make sure that you get some good sleep tonight so that you can dream those dreams to give you an added edge in Chronicles of Crime 1400 by Lucky Duck Games. Again, this is Board Game Brody. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stick around and check out some other board game reviews to see what you might want to get to the table.